shit. Hi guys. Oh wow. I guess I hit the wrong button. I'm live. Hey everyone, how's it going? It is either real Randy Chavez coming at you today with a VeVe OMI update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon, smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. Surprise. I hit the wrong one. Anyway, today we have a very special show. We have Mr. MC1 coming on, and he'll be talking about a unique contest giveaway thing that we're going to be doing with in conjunction with Stackr. It'll be some type of OMI related thing. I will have Eva from VeVe University. She will be also helping out with this as well over the coming days. And then we will go live on the day of the Gold Logo Party, which is a week from yesterday. Was that going to be the 18th? Yeah, it's going to be the 18th. And we're going to go on and we are going to do a giveaway or do some type of thing having to do with Stackr and OMI, courtesy of Mr. MC1. But before he gets here, let's go and take a look at what the OMI token is doing today. Relatively flat, up about 1.8% to 0003855. $180,000 in volume, so there's really no volume there. Oh, let's take a look. Hey, Mr. MC1, I hit the wrong button and started 2 minutes early. That was my bad.
Oh, good, all good. How you doing, Randy?
How you doing?
Good, doing great, man.
Ooh, look at that shirt. Chic as always. Are those some cumulonimbus clouds on there?
Man, I don't know what it is, man. Just some pattern.
So I was just giving them a quick hey, hi, hello, seeing what OMI's doing on the day, giving them a brief overview that we do have some type of OMI and Stackr related contest that we're doing. And I have not, that's all I know. I'm waiting to hear your good words, sir, about what,
super excited. So Randy, first of all, thank you very much for having me on the channel. It's always a pleasure to be here. And big hello to everybody that's listening as well. New York Comic Con, quite excited. How do you feel about New York Comic Con so far, Randy?
I've been going for over a decade, and this is the type of stuff that it's picture like a nerd kid that gets to go to like a zoo, and then they're like, oh my god, there's this animal. I thought this animal was extinct. Like, you get to go and do, for someone like me that really loves pop culture. Yeah, celebrities are cool, and going and seeing like certain things with finance are cool. You get to see some comics on sale that you never really see in real life. But the cosplays are really fun. You see Cosmo and Wanda, you see different collabs, you see different like amazing things. So I'm always excited.
Same here, man. This is my third New York Comic Con, so very excited. The first one, obviously, I threw a party. There was a rooftop party and supposed to be relatively small, and 120-130 people showed up, and that was a lot of fun. But yeah, so New York Comic Con 2024, I wanted to share a couple of thoughts with everybody. So, the first thing is, I think VeVe's just done an incredible job with curating a lineup that's so diverse. They've got so many different types of comics and collectibles, from Marvel, from Addiction, from 24/7 Comics, from Evermind. You just name it. There's like so many different types of comics, so much variety, so many collectibles. And then they've got this whole digital lineup as well. I'm just loving the comics, the physical comics with the VeVe exclusive, Marvel comics with VeVe exclusive covers. Those are amazing. Very excited about them. These things, I believe those are very highly collectible. I try to get a couple of each of them. And I think they print only like 1,000 of some, and a couple might be even 300 or 400 or something like that. I don't know the exact number.
Oh, that's really scarce. It's
very
really
scarce. And these are like the initial lot with VeVe exclusive covers, right? So very, very excited about those. I want to collect those. And then if you think about all the pins, the fig pin, that's just such an incredible, and VeVe knows us. VeVe knows us. VeVe has a very good, as much as we know VeVe and we're in their business and telling them what to do, they know us very, very well too. The whole idea of doing like logo pins and things like that was incredible, man. What an idea. What a lovely idea.
So the one I got, I told the first two people that asked yes, because they're the first two that asked. I'll say this publicly. no, I cannot grab you pins at New York Comic Con because I have everyone and their sister asking me. I told the first two people yes because they're homies and they asked first, but I can't be doing this for like 20 different people. The amount of interest in these pins are something that I really didn't expect. And when you go and you take, like, let me ask you, picture your head of Disney Pinnacle, right? You say like, okay, VeVe's got their stuff going on over there. They have stuff in AR, they have action figures. You know, we have, our lane is pins. They're doing music, they're doing sports, they're doing the high-end digital collectibles. We have the pins. That is our domain. And then 2-3 days ago, you see an article saying that VeVe partnered with the biggest pin company like in the world, Big Pin. What's going through your mind at that point? You just think like, oh man, we're done. We got to close up shop.
Yeah, it's amazing what VeVe's done there is absolutely incredible. And you know, I think with these pins, it seems like there are a lot of different pins, and there's 500 of each. But my sense is those things will go very fast. Like my plane lands only sometime mid-morning, so I'll probably get to New York Comic Con on Thursday only by about noon. And I don't think I'll have any pins left for me. Like the guy's writing to me saying, "Hey, Mr. MC1, can you get some pins for me?" And I'm like, oh, "Okay, you know, well, if I get some, I'll get some for you too." But I'm not 100% certain I'll get some. But anyway, so I know all these guys are so excited about the VeVe console logo, but yeah, you know, so that's very exciting, Randy, as well. Hopefully, you know, we can get some pins, and I think there's like a VeVe Gold and Silver logo pin, which is only for the people who have logos already, which is quite amazing. Looking forward to that. So, you know, let's talk a little bit about the parties, though. So the first party is a VeVe party. That's amazing. So it's at Musica. Have you been to Musica before?
I haven't. So last year when they had it at that place, I forget what it was called. I did some like, I don't know what to call it, but I gave them a call like a week prior. I was like, "Hey, just have a question. I was wondering if I could round out your, if I could rent out your place for a night. You know, how's this night? I have a couple friends," and they're like, "No, Funko has it this night." I was like, "Oh," so like the lady at the desk just told me. But for here, there was no, they're only open like 2 nights a week, and there's no like number to call. You can only like make an appointment, like we can reserve a table or you can email them. So I wasn't able to do that this time. But I think, do you suspect any partners with this party, or do you think it's just a whole VeVe thing and no one else?
You know, I actually, honestly, I don't know the answer to it. I know that Ron English is involved for sure.
Yeah.
So I know Ron's involved, and he's got like some DJ who's involved, and it's VeVe. So is Marvel involved or not? I don't know the answer to that question. I don't think I saw anything on the announcement. Is Funko involved? I don't know. Like, you know, who knows what this whole thing is all about, but we'll find out. And sometimes, you know, it's good to kind of keep it a little bit of surprise. It's a little bit of surprise factor. But either which way, one thing I do know is it's quite an elaborate thing, because I had spoken to Ron. He didn't tell me any of the details or specifics, but he said this is an incredible venue that they're having this event at. And this year is going to be bigger than, you know, and better than previous years. David mentioned the same thing. He said, you know, there's many levels and there's some, you know, there's different types of things, entry and stuff like that, which is also quite interesting. I think, you know, last year everybody was all at the same place, and non-VeVe people too, right? It's just like, but this time I haven't been to Musica before, but it's my understanding that they have different areas. So there's like an area where if you're a gold logo, a gold ticket holder, or a red ticket, and that's kind of nice, you know. So it kind of mixes it up a little bit. So you have like both, like non-logo holders who have a red ticket, kind of, you know, in the same area. That's pretty cool. But at the same time, it's not just like open anybody and thousands of people and, you know, whatever. Like
the fire department comes after like 950 people. I think they can fit up to 950, but after that, the fire hazard.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's exciting. And then they had like this ability to get a table. So if you call and you let them know, it's like there's a 2-bottle minimum, and those bottles are like $300-400 each. So if you have like 7-8 people or 10 people on a table, I think 10 might be a bit much, but anyway, around that much. It's like $100 each, you know. I mean,
so you don't pay for the table, you pay for the alcohol?
That's kind of how bottle service works, right? You basically, you know, it's bundling, right?
Yeah.
So you basically get the table but when you get the table, you have a 2-bottle minimum, and that's kind of how it works.
So let's pretend here for a second that we're David Yu, we're, you know, wind the clocks back, you know, 8-10 months ago, and we have to start thinking about this party here now in October. It's like, okay, how do we top last year? And what do we do? 3 days parties in a row. Let's go, Gary. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about the other two as well.
Yeah. So let's imagine that David wants to outdo himself, as he often does. Now, he's got all of New York to play with. He's specifically using Musica. Now, Ron English is involved, and he's got a bunch of music just on his jukebox. That's what we have here.
Yeah.
If you look over on their announcement for New York Comic Con, like as a whole, they don't give any of details of drops or anything on this, but the first announcement that they had, they said one of the other things with Fig Pins that they're going to do is include anime, manga, and then music. And then also that they said they would go and check out their TikTok specifically for more updates and videos.
I don't know what that is, man.
I think there's going to be some type of music involvement. Like, why would you rent out Musica if you're not going to have some type of music? Shout out Fun Under the Sun for the super chat.
So yes. So by the way, Ron English has been producing like music, lots of music. So that if you go to Ron English's YouTube channel, there's videos, and he's put out videos almost every week or every other week. And so go listen to them. You know, I'm very now that you mentioned it, I think it's highly likely that there'll be a lot of Ron's music there. And he's also doing Area 54. I don't know if you've followed what Area 54 is. So Ron has like this whole universe of Area 54. There's a drop on VeVe. There's a comic tied to that Area 54. There are characters in this Area 54. He did a drop on, you know, on his own site earlier, almost about 2 years back. A bunch of people in the VeVe community had done it. You know, just kind of put our wallets on and bought it and stuff. But anyway, so that Area 54 is a whole theme. There's a whole storyline around it. It's very interesting. And I think the first comic's going to really be a sort of the storytelling around the background of that whole Area 54. And I think that'd be pretty amazing to explore. And if the whole party is themed around that, which Ron's obviously done before, that'd be pretty amazing. The music is always spot on. Last year, the music was amazing. The visual imagery, all the videos, you know, on all this, you know, on all the walls and stuff like that. The displays were incredible.
The professional cosplayers, and then they had the Ultraman people put on the show, and then they had the girls hanging from ceilings doing their tricks.
Yeah,
and
that was like, pretty amazing, pretty wild.
And
that's like a pretty big sort of budget party. So I expect this year will be probably bigger than that, better than that, more than that. Hey Tammy, how's it going? So yeah, so that's one thing. So that's that party, and you know, this whole table thing. I've got one table with a bunch of people: Dr. Rolex, 41, Tony, a bunch of artists. Fabrice is coming. Fabrice is coming. Yes. Nice. I called Fabrice and I said, "Hey, brother, what's going on? Like, are you coming to New York?" And he's like, "Yep, perfect timing." You know, it just turned out that he said, "I wasn't planning, but now I am, and this is great." So then he said, "You know, tell me what I should bring and tell me about the parties and stuff." So Fabrice is coming out. He's my guest on the 17th. So I'll bring him. He'll be at our table and stuff. A lot of the artists who come earlier. I think you met Tahani Far. You met Sozo Maika. You met you met all the people. So they'll all be there. So they're all guests of mine. I have a bunch of logos, as you guys know, and I have a bunch of tickets and stuff. So bring in a whole bunch of people. And then we got another table, which is Walter and Tina and Rudy and all these guys. So they're there. Then the level 100s will be on some table. There'll be, you know, the team there. There's a whole bunch of people. So anyway, and it's not very expensive to either. At least in my opinion, it's not very expensive. It's like, if it comes out to like a 80 to 100, 120 bucks each person just to get that. And obviously, if you drink more, then that's a different issue.
Okay, yeah. Me and my friends will probably get a table as well. That'll be good.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Very cool. So we'll all be around in the same area. But in general, you know, I mean, even last year we had a table, but nobody was sitting at the table really. We just took some pictures, had a few drinks, and then we were just walking around talking to everybody, and so it was kind of pretty open that way. So yeah, but
I had the table last year. I needed to sit. I had my knees and back, dude. I don't. So the last 3 days I've just been like in bed, like playing Game Boy. My back is just destroyed, so I can't really cosplay. Unfortunately, my muscles are gone. So
you know. And Josh Emmett and his wife are coming out as well. I reached
Oh,
out.
they are.
Yes, Josh and Vanessa, I called them up and Josh said, look, I'll come out. Sounds good. He first asked me, is there specific days and stuff? Should I come out? And I said, yeah, this is the main event, man. You got to come out.
Yeah.
And he's such an amazing guy. He's such a supporter of VeVe and Ecomi, right? And he's got 100 other things to do. He's a busy man, but he said, look, I'm going to come and support. So, excuse me. So yeah, it's great to have, those, a lot of other people come out, a lot of artists come out, and the name's getting out as well, right? The VeVe name and stuff like that. So that should be fun. And then on Friday's going to be a fun day. So Friday is going to be a smaller party. So I apologize to anybody who can't make it, or it's just that's the way it works. I'm very happy to party with everybody most days, every day, other things. But this one party is just a VeVe Gold and Silver logo party, and it's part of creating value for that community as well. So don't hate on this whole thing. It's just one party, one night, just for one group of people. But there's other things. The whole there's breakfast, lunch, dinner, drinks with other people every other day, and there's a lot of other things, and we planned a lot of other things. So anyway, but getting that out of the way. So the VeVe Gold and Silver logo party, I picked out I probably spend more time planning my party than VeVe does, and I don't know for sure. Although David and Ron tell me that they've been planning their party for over 6 months. And mine has also been in the works for more than 6 months. I have the dates planned out, negotiation with different locations and facilities and food and, all other stuff. But anyway, so I've got a very nice location. We'll have probably about 200, between 200 and 250-ish. Hopefully not 250, because it just gets a lot for me, personally. Yeah. To bring in that many people, just the whole thing becomes a lot. And there's not that many people, who can, I'm not a company or anything. I just do it all by myself with a few friends, right, who help out at the event. So, but yeah, so it's going to be almost 100 VeVe Gold and Silver logo holders, Randy. How cool is that? 100 VeVe Gold and Silver logo holders coming out.
So big shout out to you. Thank you for making this all happen. Obviously, David and Dan for creating this, but the hype around the gold logo, I mean, it's something that we knew it was special from the beginning. And I think that's, what created these groups. You had people go and say hey, I recognize things being handed out for free. There's a super rare amount of them. They're very scarce. They tend to be like the trophy cards, and they are. Yeah. There was a version 2 logo card that sold for $50. It was already redeemed. And it's okay, so if the version, the version 2 logo selling for $500, if the version 2 logo card already redeemed was selling for a tenth of that, then maybe if the floor of the gold and silver logo right now is $9,000, then maybe somebody spends $900 for the card. I've seen people spend $500, $600 for it, but yeah, that the math makes sense. Math do be mathin'.
So the mechanics of that are very different, right? So the price is sort of an output to the whole thing. When David gave it out, I don't think he imagined it would be this big or whatever, but just the community sort of reception towards it was good and positive. And so, he decided that he wanted to do more with it. Just for me personally, Randy, it's almost 2 years now since I got my logo. And I remember, there was a bunch of people at the party. I'll tell you the story, okay? So Rev Alex is not coming out. He's getting married, whatever. So I'm like, okay, I'll throw the party or whatever. So one of the nights, this rooftop party, beautiful party. I've put on the whole damn thing myself. I've got the music, this, that, and Emoji's helping me with the music. Emoji's been involved in every one of my previous parties, right? He's awesome, dude. He curated the music, everything. Party goes by. And then, towards the end of the night, everybody's like, oh, all these guys, man, all these guys who live in New York, they've all got logos. All of them. All of them. I'm not going to take names. Okay, so all of them get logos. I don't get a logo. Maybe there's tomorrow. I go to the Comic-Con, and I go to these guys and I say, hey, did you have a good time? How was it? But I was too shy to ask for a logo, right? So the third day goes by, and then the last day of Comic-Con, it's freaking noon. I'm like, guys, it's gotta be if I had to get one, I'd get one now, right? So I told VeVe Magic, I was like, VeVe Magic, it seems like everybody in the bill's got a logo. I don't know. So she's talking to Dan at the time. So she tells Dan, did you know Mr. MC1 doesn't have a logo? So Dan, you know how Dan is. He's so quirky, right? He looks at VeVe Magic and he says, does he even deserve one? And then he puts his hand in his pocket. I get the logo, right? But anyway, so that's when that happened. And then I was in a space, and then I heard a bunch of these same guys from New York who basically said, yeah, let them shits go, let them joints go. Sorry, that's what they said. Let them joints go. And apparently these guys just got the logo, they sold it the next day or the same night or whatever, they listed it. And they all got rid of it for like, I don't even know how much, $2,000 or $2,500 or something like that.
Yeah.
So, that's when I was in that space and I heard that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to make these guys cry. I am going to make these guys cry for doing that. They will cry, and you wait and see. And so I said, this party that I threw next year, I'm going to do an even bigger party, more artists, next level. Like it's literally going to be next level. So, but anyway, so that was that. And this year, and obviously that's all in fun, right? There's no sort of grudge. I'm just saying. Yeah. But anyway, so David obviously has gone all out on this, right? He's basically said, look, these are people who come to the events. They spend hundreds and thousands of dollars to fly to come to it. Most of them, right? Some of them might have got it otherwise, but most people come out and they're very loyal to the company. They're very attached to the company. They're engaging with the company. They're coming back too. So, for David, he's sort of, creating these gifts, because if you have a logo, most likely you got it from him in person. You came to an event where you spent hundreds of thousands to come, do that. And then now you come back again. So there's always that little special. I know a lot of people feel, hey, you're giving these guys in New York, why don't you give it to me? Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't disagree with that some people have logos and, whatever, should get stuff, and people who don't have logos should get something for New York Comic Con or whatever. But, the guys who have the logo and who actually show up and, take the time to meet the team, spend, stay. New York's not cheap. It's like $400-500 a night for a hotel. And even if you share.
That's right? why I'm only spending 2 nights in New York City.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people are, right? So that's kind of, a lot of people come in from different places in the morning. They, crash in the night and whatever. Yeah. Anyway, so long story short, I think David's gone out of his way to create a lot of utility and value. And for me as well, now I'm just part of the whole thing now, man. I'm part of the community, and I'm just going to build the next level. So this year, very pleased to share with you, I've got a lovely location. Last year, it was just a party with some music playing, no food, just, everybody bought their own drinks and stuff. This year, there's appetizers, there's a music system that is beyond just the regular music. I've got like, a whole arrangement there where we're going to have at least 4, maybe even 5 different people perform the original singles, things that they wrote themselves.
Let's go.
And so, it's all, like fairly high-end production type music, but these guys are going to be on vocals and stuff. So there's a lot of musical performances. A couple of artists have said that they would do some live work. So they're going to do some live work, and they're going to auction those pieces, some for charity, some otherwise. There'll be a lot of art around the place, a lot of artists, and it's going to be a lot of fun that way. Just the whole ability. The whole purpose of this meeting was the gold logo holder saying thank you to VeVe and to the artists, right? We complain about a lot of things throughout the year, but that's the one day we say thank you to everybody at VeVe, thank you to the artists, they're our guests, we have a good time. Anyway, but it's also a good time to sort of promote these artists and stuff. So a lot of artists are there. In fact, New York Comic Con last year probably had about 4 or 5 artists. San Diego, I probably had about 8, 9, maybe 10. But in this year in New York, I probably have about 35-ish. Yeah. So, and I won't take any names here. Some are already, like Tahani and those are my
I'm so glad they're coming. It's so good to see them again.
Yeah, but I'm in touch with a lot of others. Now, obviously, some of them may not end up making it because they're busy. Because for them, that's sort of like a very big marquee event. But we'll see. But a lot of them have said they're coming out, and so I'm very excited to host like a lot of IPs like the 24/7 comic guys. A whole bunch of people coming out, right? And then a lot of other IPs are coming out. And then I've invited some very special guests. So Al and his wife Jillian will be there. Now we're doing, big shout out to your friend Turtle Golf, right?
He was saying there's a new gold logo charity auction.
Yes. So let me talk a little bit about that. I want to promote that as well. So basically, he has very generously donated. I think it's like a week at Disney for a family.
Disney World or Disneyland? Disney Paris? Which Disney?
The one in Florida.
Okay,
you'll see. You read all the details on it. He'll give you all the details. It'll come out. There's a full flyer and everything. You'll see it. And he wants to keep it open to the entire community. It's for a great cause. So it's all the funds from it are going to go to the Al Khan's and Jillian's charity, the First Responders Children's Organization. So this is like a super expensive, very high-end package. It's for auction. So obviously a lot of whales come there. We'll see how that does. But
Whale Week.
I don't know if it's Whale Week, but that party is not just whales, right? It's everybody's there. But there are people who spend a lot of money on art who are there.
Yeah. We'll make it whoever wins, we'll make it a Whale Week on top of that.
Yeah. Oh, you guys have your Whale Week, right?
Yeah, we'll do that on top of that. Yo, what up, Millie T?
Cool. That's pretty cool. And when these guys talk about Whale Week, they're talking about like the Ecomi whales. I'm not part of that whole club.
Well, whales in general. Not everybody has 200 million.
Yeah.
There's some that have like 50 million.
That's pretty cool. But I'm very happy for you guys that are going out and doing that other thing. But that event, that's going to go on. And then David's, bringing some very special gifts to gift to, hey, Millie, how you doing, man? It's good to see you here as well. We'll talk about him in a minute here. But yeah, so David's bringing out some stuff for the gold logo holders at the event. And I promised to keep it in a secure location, and I'll help with the redemption. So I've already got a full spreadsheet of who's coming. Like my guest list got prepared like almost 3 months ago, and I'm kind of just refining it now, right? Yeah. So it's going to all go on very smooth, so we can have a good time, and they do all that stuff. And then VeVe and some other people. So I have some friends coming in who are bringing in some collectibles, professional athlete kind of cards that are signed by the athlete. In fact, some of the cards have been personalized just for the event. So they've gone and met the athletes. They're getting it signed for VeVe party, whatever, blah, 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 something, October 2024 or whatever. And, you're going to win those. They're just literally kind of, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to spend any money. It's just like giveaways kind of thing. They'll probably raffle all these things. Like giveaway kind of thing. We put everybody's name in a hat or whatever and pull it. But VeVe would hopefully do some there. They've already committed. They'll do some stuff. These other guys would do some stuff. But yeah, so I'm hoping that there's like somebody winning something or the other, big or small, every 10 minutes or 15 minutes there, man. Like, and at the end of the night, everybody's got something. All the logo holders obviously will get something, but we'll see how that whole thing works out. But let me pause there, Randy. As you can see, I'm very, very excited, man. I'm super excited. If you have a logo, I love you guys. This specific event is just for you guys. A lot of time, a lot of effort's gone into planning it. Even the musicians who are coming out, they're all really good. And it's going to be a good old time. It's going to be a good old VeVe party. And we'll go from there. But O'Milly, he's got a whole bunch of predictions, man. We might have to call him the oracle of, the city in the state with O in Canada, whatever he's from. I don't know who he is, but anyway, still. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
All right. So we have about the gold logo charity auction. Is that something that we want to do now? Is there a cutoff for that? What do we have to do for that? I have yet to.
So he'll follow Turtle Golf.
Okay, I can just bring him on at some point. But I can bring him on okay. As long as it's not like a right away thing.
It's going to be open to all. It's going to be posted in multiple places.
Okay.
Only the winner will be announced at the event. Anybody can win it. So this is like an open auction. It just
I'll get him on in the next couple of days.
Yeah, something as prestigious as this, you want to make sure it's open to everybody, and it's also for a great cause and visibility, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, brother. So there's only 3 ways you can get invited to that. 4 ways you can get invited to that party. One is you have a logo, and they can be transferred anything. Logo holders can bring their spouses. So wives and significant other can come along with the logo holders. That's one group. The other group is the VeVe team, and then there's artists, and then there's a handful of people that are special guests. Either they're leaders in their fields that I've invited for some reason, like very senior guy from Sony, like CMO of some of the businesses, a couple of guys who are running like companies, some CEOs, some venture capital guys. Some founders of some companies. There's some prizes that are being sponsored by, I'm in venture capital, right? So I basically told the guys, look, I'm having a party. Why don't you come and have a drink? But look, you got to sponsor something for this party. So they all said, okay, fine. We'll do it for you, man. We'll do it for you. So there's a whole bunch of early stage company guys who are coming out, and they'll have stuff that they're giving away, and they'll talk about their companies for a couple minutes or whatever. So that's part of the whole kind of thing. But yeah, that's how you kind of get in, man. That's it. And obviously these logos are very expensive, so don't do anything silly to get one. It's just a party at the end of the day, and it's only one party, one night. I'm looking forward to the party on the 17th with everybody, and then 19th. So the 19th is going to be the first Ecomi party. I think the first Ecomi party. So what I've said is I don't want to hold it only to SR holders or whatever. I don't want to do that. We can do those some other time. I want that to be an open party. So as long as you have any Ecomi logo, the red circle O, which is 6 gems or 5 gems or whatever it is on the app, that's fine. It just says, hey, I've got VeVe, I'm involved with VeVe and Ecomi kind of thing, right? So we're going out, and I'll tell you the name of the place as well. We're going to Monarch Rooftop. It's in Manhattan, and it requires reservations of tables. So between Rolex, myself, Mr. 41, Captain Kurt, and a couple other people, we've got some tables. So between us, we've got about 55-ish people who've given us their names, and we've got tables. If you want to come out and party with us, all you got to do is either let me know, and I'll get a table with a bunch of people, including you, or feel free, if it's like a bunch of 5-6 people who want to come and hang out, just book your own table. Just go to monarchrooftop.com, book your table. We'll be there around sometime between 6:45 onwards, so you can just book your table, come hang out. We'll all be there. You'll see the Ecomi hats or Ecomi merch and stuff. And I asked Foster if he was open to doing some giveaways and stuff like that, so he's agreed to doing some stuff. And and then Randy, I know you can't make the 19th, but we'll have to figure out how to do these giveaways. Maybe we'll just give it away. But and then Stackr.
Let's talk about the party on the 18th, the giveaway.
Yes, party. Go back to party on 18th. So Stackr. Maybe you talk about Stackr because I don't know. I just reached out to you and said, so I'll find the prizes with Dr. Profit. You figure out how to give it away.
Okay, so what are we giving away?
I don't know as yet. We're working on it.
Oh, okay, cool beans.
But what are the contests? Like, with Stackr, you got to be doing something, right?
I mean, there's a ton. I mean, unfortunately, right now, the live beta test, it's still just the live beta test. It's not officially open to everyone yet. But as of right now, anyone can go and still use it. You might not be able to do the OMI to NFT stuff. You might not be able to do a bunch of transferring or bridging. And every now and then it does go down. But you can, let's just say, for example, want to talk about the VeVe gold logo. You can take a look at the top holders. You could take a look at the metadata over there and see the last time it was sold to someone named Gia, or at the floor price was at that point $5,995. And now the floor price is currently $8,900, just heckin' wild. But again, and it's really good idea to go in and familiarize yourself with pretty much everything on there. And if you really want to go to the Marvel leaderboards, and if you want to go to the sub 100s and you get to see, oh, hey, Chavez Cat is just behind Mr. Rolex at number 6. Mr. Rolex decided to buy like 100 of those sub 100s pretty recently. And I'll try to make my way back to the top 3, although that might be hard because Bones Pro has 330 of those. I don't know how he did that, but
You're going to talk about the giveaways of OMI and or whatever the prizes for the Stackr and the event?
Oh, you said you weren't sure what we were doing.
Well, I'm not sure what the prizes are, but anyway, look.
Oh, okay, yeah, we'll have a couple of things. So we will be live.
I need to spend more time. So we're going to have some contest tied to Stackr. If think about it this way: if you are on Stackr, you're eligible for some prizes. If you're on Stackr and you've listed something, you're eligible for something. If you're listed and you've done a transaction or something, if you've done like some volume of work or whatever it is, that'll be something. So I'm not quite sure of all the specifics of how we're going to get all this done, but I know that I have Dr. Profit's full support for this whole thing with funding some prize. And the whole idea is give stuff away, right? We just want to have fun. Just give stuff away, man. Like, Dr. Profit will come up with stuff, Foster will come up with stuff. And so we'll have some things. But if you're coming to this party, make sure, A, you have the VeVe app. Make sure your guests have the VeVe app because there's going to be stuff tied to that. If you don't have the VeVe app, you may not become eligible for some of these giveaways. Then, if you got a guest come in, whatever it is, you just make sure everybody, even the artists, I've got to sit and tell them. And I've got somebody to help them sign up and stuff too, right? Somebody in the VeVe community is helping me that will help kind of get them signed up. But yeah, so that would be that. So, and then Stackr. Make sure if you just know what Stackr is and you're attending the party, you probably want to do a little bit more if you want to be eligible. So go in, log into Stackr, list something, sell something, this, that, and the other, do all that good stuff. And we'll come up with something or the other. And they'll be that on 18th. And then on 19th, I don't know, it's going to be loud. It's going to be a bar. We're still going to give away stuff. I just don't know if it's going to be so sophisticated. I think on 19th, this is going to be, put a bunch of names in the hat. Every 10 minutes, we pull something out and somebody wins something. I mean, we can make it more sophisticated than that. But it'd be a good old time. By the way, so the reason I mention it is there's a party on the 19th where a lot of people can come. We just want to keep it very open, hang out. And it'll be for 2 hours, so that we have the tables from 7 to 9 or 6:45 to about 8:45. They'll come, hang out, have a drink. Everybody has dinner plans. You can go to whatever. And those who want to hang around there on the rooftop and whatever, just keep doing what you're doing.
No. So for those of you that do not know, me and Eva will be checking some of the VeVe apps at the door. And maybe if there is a issue, me and Eva can help with the VeVe app and signing in. Same thing with Stackr as well. Dr. Rowley in the house, we love him. As far as the giveaways, it could be trivia, it could be knowledge, it could be interpretive dance. You can do a dance off. That's as far as the people that are there. We might even have an open poll because, again, I will be live on YouTube for part of it, so people can vote on which answers, poems, or whatever they like the best. I feel like Ecomi poetry or VeVe poetry is something that could be cool too. Or you can sing a song, whichever you would like.
That's great, Randy. I'm so excited. And big shout out to people that are helping out. So, Casey is somebody who is just absolutely amazing. She's been to my previous parties and she's just a rock. She just helps tremendously. And she's volunteered to help out. So Casey's helping. Steph is helping. Sharky, the other Sharky, is helping as well. So there's a bunch of people that are there that's just, literally there to help people as they come in and with all the different types of, things that were going to go on over the night. And then I want to, shout out Emoji, is amazing. Today we bought the music system for the party. I was like, somebody gave me an estimate for kind of to get the, beyond just the regular house music to get some stuff. So I said, well, you know what? I'm not wasting my time. I'm going to buy it. So I just bought it. I'm like, I'm going to throw this party every year. Why am I going to rent it every year, pay, the same amount of money? So I just bought it. So Emoji helped me with all of that stuff. So we have our own music now. So any of the nights, if you want to do anything anywhere, there's like an absolute beautiful system, which is portable with 2 microphones and everything, and carries sound nicely too. But yeah, so we're in the party business now. At least I think we are.
I am in. Pink Panther, unfortunately, there will not be an open bar. That is something that would be a little too dangerous for the likes of us.
We'd have to wait for OMI to go up a little more.
Yeah. When OMI goes up, I'll do an open bar party.
But, usually when you come to one of these parties, what you'd find is Mr. 41, Prophet, Dr. Rolex, a lot of these guys, they'll take the artists, a lot of the artists or the VeVe team, they'll take them to the bar and buy them drinks and stuff like that. So they're our guests, right? So they'll do a lot of that stuff, and it's really tremendous. And I'll buy a whole bunch of drinks as well. So, the guests first, we take care of them. And then obviously, people buy each other drinks as well, because in these events, it's just great, right? A lot of Europeans coming out. There's a bunch of Germans out there.
They like to drink.
Oh, they do like to drink. Yep.
The Germans love to drink. Yeah.
Yeah, Captain VeVe, Felix, a bunch of people, man. They're coming out. That'd be fun. Sleepin's coming out, man. I love Sleepin. He's amazing.
We'll be able to take pictures with our Wolverine collectibles. I can't wait for that. Maybe that's what we could do as well, an AR photo contest video.
Yeah, I'm looking forward, man. And it's so great, when everybody comes in. So there's also, I should tell you, there's at least 3 people that have reached out to me who have filming experience, like proper filming experience. They've made commercials for Apple and types of companies, and they've made movies themselves too.
Yeah.
There's at least 3 different crews that have reached out to me saying, hey, this type of an event is an incredible sort of opportunity to film, because you have so many people all together in one place, and everybody's dressed up, and there's so much going on. So they want to film. So I actually have said yes to 3 different crews that are going to film. There might be a 4th one too, including possibly a video of some kind. I can't say. It's just know that you'd be in some very super cool video that can play very many times if you're there. So you probably want to make sure your fly's not open and you're dressed
okay. be looking like a hot mess coming out of the bathroom and be like, oh.
But yeah, so it should be a good time, man. Randy, it should be a really good time with the fam.
So let's get into some speculation over here. Right now, we know that one of the physical gifts is going to be a really cool looking VeVe logo pin.
Yes.
And that's really great.
Yeah.
There's at least 1 and maybe 2 other physical gifts. Yeah. What do you think they'll be, if you have any idea?
I'm lost, man. I honestly, the only gifts that I know of are those grenades, right? You get the card. It's a gold and a silver. So the silver one wasn't working. Only the gold ones. Well, actually,
yeah, one of my gold ones still doesn't
both
work.
kind of worked, and you got a gold grenade with both. So there's no silver grenade. So it's possible. Not as possible. I know that David will give out the grenades to the others too who haven't redeemed that. So there's probably a redemption of a gold grenade and a silver grenade for people. And I think it's 1 per logo, so you can pick either gold or silver or whatever it is. That could be 1. I don't know what else, man. Like I'm completely guessing.
Yeah, because he said 3 physical and then 2 or 3 digital. So yeah, I'm really
curious. 1 physical is the pin, and 1 physical is the grenade, right? The Nick Walker thing.
Oh, that is one of the physicals.
Got it. No, digital.
Oh, that's the digital. Okay, gotcha.
Physical will be the pin.
Okay. And one of the okay. I wasn't sure which one that would be.
Yeah.
I have to exchange one of mine because one of mine says it won't work. I redeemed like pretty much everything from last Comic-Con except for one of the golden grenades. I'll exchange that for maybe a.
I'd love to help you, but I can't. So you have to open a ticket.
Yeah, no, I'll go to the appropriate people at the con. I do have people going in on that Thursday to try to get me some pins because I won't be there, but I will be there hopefully on Friday. Maybe in a wheelchair if my back doesn't get better. I don't know. We'll see. But then the other speculation I want to go over is something that you might have a vested interest in maybe speculating on would be the black box of the level 100. What do you think they will get? Do you think they'll get like their own personal avatar? Do you think they'll go and get a quick 30-second sneak peek at like the VeVeverse? What do you think it is?
So I don't know. What I do know is they are making custom jackets. So a lot of us had to give our measurements, like the tailored measurements of, how that works, right? It's not like X 40 long or 40 regular or whatever. It's like your full measurements of all that stuff. So you send that. All the level 100s had to send that into VeVe. But then we also heard that that's not ready as yet. They're still making it. So it's not that. So I don't know what's in that box. I mean, one speculation I would have is there's, VeVe's in the comic business, right? So now they've got physical comics. So it's possible that they have a nice graded physical comic with the VeVe label and signed and whatever. Who knows, right? That could be one. And that's like symbolic of, hey, VeVe is in this business. You're valued customers. We'd like you to have, like the high-end one of these graded and whatever. That would be my guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
The box, I don't know. Like it was hard to see on the screen if it was big enough to fit one of those. So
yeah, it did look pretty small, but you could.
It looked small, right? Yeah. So maybe it's it could be a T-shirt otherwise, you think, but
Yeah.
But he said it was heavy, so it could be.
Well, maybe the box is heavy, and maybe because we don't know how much. So we don't know what else they could have in there. Like they could have some things that are really not that expensive.
I think they'll probably do some. I think it might be some kind of VeVe logo like thing. Could be one of these types of things too, right? I mean, that'd be my guess. Like if people care about the logo, it could be that. And then they could have some kind of collectible. I think it could be some celebration of the level hundreds, right? So you want to digitally and physically acknowledge these guys, something that they can display and stuff. Hey guys, how's it going? This is amazing. Yeah. So yeah, Elmonix, amazing guy too, man. Captain Kurt, man, love this guy. He's my Dallas homie. Him and his wife, very good friends of mine. They've been to my house and stuff. Just absolutely. By the way, he's one of the guys who bought the logo. So Captain Kurt was one of the guys who bought the logo, not today, but yesterday or day before.
And, so him and Dirk Latte got it. Nice.
Who's that?
Dirk Latte said he got it. One of them is Gia.
Yes,
then.
yes. Okay, if you have a VeVe Golden, if you bought the VeVe Golden Silver logo, just hit me up. Go onto my feed and post something. Just post something, and then I'll connect with you, and we'll kind of. I do have whole validation and all that stuff, so I validate things, and then once that's done. But yeah, if you have a logo, you're in, man. Like you're absolutely invited to the party, and you absolutely will get a gift too. Whatever David has planned.
You sound like one of those old Verizon commercials.
Say that again.
Where if back in the day in 2005, if two people had Verizon, they'd be like, "Dude, we're in." They could call each other for free.
You're in. If you get the logo, you're absolutely in, and there's a gift waiting for you as well. Because David knows how the VeVe fam works. They all show up at the last freaking minute, And even though I chased everybody down, I started pestering people 3 months back. But I've got some extras in the, technically from the count that David gave me, there is some inventory left. So nobody needs to worry about that.
So on that, we have a recently.
Dr. Strange, he and I had a long conversation today. So our man's coming to the party. So he, I first said no to any logo holders, but our man is part of the artists that are going to perform. So
Dr. Strange performing.
Dr. Strange is going to put together something for us. He's going to surprise us. So super excited. By the way, Dr. Strange, I'm looking forward to it. You've obviously been to my parties before as well, so looking forward to it. Yes, and Josh and Sandy, Asuk, how are you, brother? So excited. I'm going to see you. I hope you're coming out on Saturday as well, Asuk. So, Thursday night, brother, I got you covered. So just hit me up. I got a special fix for you, brother, on Thursday night, and then Friday night, obviously, you guys all at the party, and Saturday, I hope you can come. Asuk, he's an amazing guy, man. He's just
I love that.
Man, he's always there. He's always there when I need help. There's a few guys who are always there. Asuk's one of them. Dr. Prophet is one of them. Rolex, 41, Tony. I mean, whenever I go to these emoji, whenever I go to these guys, Captain Kurt, OMI homies, Magic, these people, whenever I reach out, Casey, whenever I go to them, they will always help, and I love that about these guys, man. A lot of love for you guys, man. A lot of love for you guys.
So there will be pre-parties. There will be pre-gaming.
Yes.
There is on Thursday. I haven't figured out the locations yet.
Okay.
But on Thursday before the party, because the party, at least for the gold and the red ticket holders, it'll be at 7:30 when they let us in. So probably around 3:30, 4.
You're not going to Comic-Con?
No, I mean, I'll go to the con on Friday if I can. I don't have tickets yet. I have to figure that out. I'll figure it out when I get there. But for Thursday, I get in at 12. That's when the flight gets in. I'll get to the hotel and shower, have my shower beer and everything by 3. Yeah. We'll go to a place. We're not sure yet. We'll go to some place pretty close to Musica. This way we can just kind of stumble upon in there. Yeah. I don't think it'll be Central Park. Oh, Central Park might be too far away. We'll see.
Yeah.
And Weapon X is going to be great.
Yeah, if for some reason you get stuck, if you have a gold ticket or if you have a red ticket or whatever, and you get stuck, it's line. There shouldn't be a line for VIP technically, but if for some reason something happens, you get stuck, just DM me. I'll check my phone regularly because I have a little connection inside there. So, apparently there's somebody that I can text and they'll come and help and whatever. So, any VeVe fam that's in some kind of if it's a 20-minute line, just hang out, right? Like we all do. But if you're kind of in some trouble or something, and I can't keep running up and down just for to save somebody 10 minutes. But if you're genuinely stuck, DM me and I'll come and bail you out from wherever you are in the line. Just pull you out and take you in, and I'll have some spares, tickets and stuff. So obviously there's a limit to what I can do there, but I will help if I can.
Shout out to you, Mr. MC1.
Yeah, dog boy, man, him and his lady as well, man. They're amazing.
Yeah, I can't wait to see. I haven't seen him in a while. I'm actually wearing the shirt that they gave me, the VeVe. Pittsburgh. Yeah, the VeVe Pittsburgh.
Oh, nice. Wow.
Yeah, can't wait. Yeah, no, shout out to you for doing that, because I will not be doing that. My phone will not exist to me. Maybe for taking pictures.
Maybe from 7 to 9 I'll help. But after that, I'm probably Charlie, I'm looking forward to seeing you, brother. Looking forward to seeing you as well. It's amazing.
Yeah. Okay, we have Sleeper says videographers. I don't like to be on camera. I'm sure
they'll be pretty visible, so you can just kind of. They have big cameras, man. This is like filming equipment. It's not
they'll turn your head.
Like phone kind of thing. So you can avoid it. Sleep, and I think they'll be pretty sensitive to that too. They're not going to just randomly film stuff.
Yeah.
So, and they're going to get like a few shots. I don't think this is like like a 1-hour video or any such thing. They're going to get some clips for whatever music thing they're doing or whatever other thing they're doing on social media.
Yeah. And again, for TikTok, I don't think you would need a big camera for TikTok, but I'm really curious on why they're built. So it makes sense. They have a bunch of followers over on Facebook. They have a bunch of followers over on Instagram, on Twitter. But the fact that they're trying to actively build one of their other socials, especially one of their other socials where you could go viral, that's really important. That's really special. Yeah. I don't know if that's Ben's doing or if that's just something they were planning to do anyway. How do you feel about Ben, though? How is he? Do you think he's performed so far?
I think he's, it's very early. I think he's done very well in his early days, right? So when you have a new co-CEO join a company, you wanna hear two things from him, or see two things, right? One is he's got to be a very good listener, and the second one is he has to ask a lot of questions, right? Yeah. And if there's a third, it's like he shouldn't be too opinionated in the beginning. So with Ben, he's been an amazing listener. He goes to a lot of spaces and he's talking to lots and lots of people. He met the level hundreds. There's a whole bunch of us, level hundreds on a Zoom call with him, and he was very open, honest, and asked us for a lot of feedback. And there were guys who really, you think that these guys are big supporters of VeVe and stuff, but they are very big supporters, and they buy lots and lots of collectibles. They spend like $20,000-$30,000 a month on collectibles and stuff. But they will give feedback, and they give solid feedback. I'm telling you that the level 100 group is not, flower on the wall kind of thing. These guys just literally, and they're not rude about it. They're very, very direct, candid. They'll talk about frustrations and their frustrations and community and this, that, and the other. So he got a lot of input, and he was very gracious. He did a lot of listening, and he asked a lot of questions, which is great. And he didn't come across as, no, I think we should just do this. It's too early for him to say that. Yeah. And I think he's got I liked everything about him that I've seen so far. I mean, obviously, I haven't had that much interaction. I've been super busy myself. I've just met him once, and I've heard him speak a couple of times, YouTube and on X and stuff. And so not that much, but so far so good, man. I think he's gonna do well.
Yeah, I think so too. I'll have him on the 15th, so 3 days from now. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. What to ask him yet. I think I'll just go with the flow, as I always do. Is there anything? I want to be a little more structured than that. I mean, maybe what you can do is ask the community to feed you questions, right? So that way you get some help. I've asked that, and every single question is just like, when exchanges, do you have OMI? And it's like, oh. If I could move
if I could move my hand in the other side of the screen and cover his mouth, and then just tell everybody in the audience, listen, why don't you guys just send Randy a DM? Wait, what is one question you would ask?
Guys, do not send me a DM. That is
send me a DM. What question would you like to ask Ben? So Randy has all the help.
My DMs already don't belong to me.
I'm not getting invited back here.
my DMs are a war zone, bro.
That's one of the pranks we pull, right? In the VeVe Gold logo party. There's one individual we'll all identify, and then his inbox will be blown up. So if you're not going to New York Comic Con, and suddenly one fine morning you wake up, like we're all at the party, it's going on late, and you got like 200 messages. Oh, that means one of us has gotten up to something. It's all in good fun.
Yeah. Wendy did that on, it wasn't even like a VeVe thing. It was like for her birthday last year. And she would like, everyone that like she introduced me to, like, this is the famous YouTuber Randy. I was like, Wendy, please stop telling people that. I'm in this like dangerous country. Like I'm gonna get kidnapped. She's telling like the taxi cab driver. I was like, oh God, this.
That's funny.
Oh yeah. Yes. So you've made many teases about a Marvel logo group. Yes. Tell us a little bit about that. What are your ideas?
Okay, so just no bullshit. I'm not trying to pump the thing. You know, I wanted a Marvel logo and a Disney thing. So I wanted a Golden Moments Club for a very long time. I didn't get it, right? Just really tried very hard, just didn't get it. Blasted social media, this, that, and the other. With Marvel, we actually have a logo. It's a drop and it's finished. And there's 1939 of them. There's plenty of them, right? So, and my name is Mr. MC1. I'm a huge fan of this thing. So I want to see a group made with Marvel. All right, very simple. I mean, what David has done with the VeVe Gold and Silver logo is an example for Marvel. I think it's an example for everybody. And even before this, the Bored Apes and all these guys have done this, all the gifts, the parties, all that stuff. But David's refined it. That example exists. And Marvel, and there's so many comic people here, it'd be amazing. There's so many things you can do. God damn it, we don't want to go to Disneyland or whatever and get discounts and stuff. I mean, maybe not now. Maybe I'm just a little pissed about the whole thing. But, Marvel, like, I really want to do something. So here's the thing. So this thing is going to go one or two ways. Either me and Sleepin are going to start it anyway. We're going to try. First, we're going to try and work with Marvel and VeVe and everybody. We're going to try our best, man. It's like, you know what? We want a club. It's a fan club. We don't want too much from you guys. We'll administer this whole thing. Throw us a couple of things, right? Like once a year, have something that's tied to the provenance of having this thing in your wallet. Do something related to that, or holding it, or doing something with it, or whatever. Like you guys should do something, right? The rest of it, Sleepin and I will do it. We'll create the community, the engagement, the parties, the whatever, all the other stuff. Every once in a while, we'll reach out to you for giveaways and stuff like that. So do all that. Don't want to do anything more than that, at least to begin with. And what would be great is if they can give us Marvel Unlimited. I don't know if they'll do it or not, but I want Marvel Unlimited. Like just, even if they don't want to administer it or whatever, just give it to me. Right, give me like a whatever, like we'll figure out what to do. It can't be a one logo, one member, right? It's got to be like 5 or 10 or something, because otherwise it's just like for $40, $50. Like that's not a group, right? At that point, it's just like anyway.
Yeah, there's a lot of logos, so you can't have.
You gotta have 10 or 5 or something. It's got to be material. It's got to be, worth $500, $600 or something to own this kind of thing. The whole thing, and maybe. If you have 10, then you borrow something, you get like this other Marvel logo, whatever. We'll have to figure out all those mechanics later if people can allow it. But at least for now, 10, right? Or 8 or 10, 7 or 10 or something. So then it's not that many, but I would want at least like 100, Marvel Unlimited kind of subscriptions for 1 year or 2 years or whatever. And, Marvel, if you want to give it directly, you can. If you want us to administer, we can administer. We have, credibility and stuff now, right? Like, I mean, I think I won't. Yeah, I'll sign whatever paperwork. I'm just like any other vendor for you guys, right? I can do that. So that's my goal. And then, Sleepin was saying we should bring in some other people who are non-VeVe people who are, big Marvel kind of content creators and stuff. And he knows a lot of those people. So then have like them drive weekly engagement. So there's sort of this, at the end of the day, sure, you get stuff and all this stuff, but it's all about engagement with Marvel. We have a watch party before the comics come out, the Marvel comics come out. We have a review of these comics. We have, a meet and greet with the artists for some of these comic covers, at Comic Cons, at the cities. So, there's exclusives that happen. And what I appreciate, like sometimes it's just access. Like, if you have this 10 of these or whatever, and you're part of, if you're a member here, you get to cut the line and your first 100 people, first 20 people to meet with the artist. And then you have like a special Zoom with these artists, and you have some stuff, that you can buy exclusively. You can buy it for like whatever, $50 or $40. You can buy some comics, those kind of things. Like at the end of the day, there's so much passion, Randy, in this community for Marvel, right? So much passion. And the potential of this group is to get the top, 150, maybe 250 people, 255, maybe 250. Okay, let's go with 250. Right, 2,000 divided by 250 would be about eight-ish, right? So that kind of makes that math easier too. But let's say, around that much. That would be, imagine for Marvel to have like these digital collecting group of top collectors that super passionate, and you got them in one place. Like, goddamn it, like companies will spend millions to build loyalty programs. Here, I'm building you one in 24 hours. Like literally in 24 hours, Marvel, I will give you a loyalty group.
You've done it before.
Help, right? Because I'm not going to put my money into Marvel. Like, what incentive do I have? I mean, I love these guys. Yeah. And I'll maybe use some of my money to get this thing started and whatever. But you've got to do something here. That's the case, right, Randy? So if you're a Marvel executive and you hear me pleading with you about all this stuff, what do you say?
I mean, knowing what I know, I feel like, yeah. Absolutely. Because if you're the one that's going to do all the legwork, do all the building in a community that's already spending money, in a it's an easy yes. Yeah. But for that Marvel executive, I don't know if they're going to how many of these invitations do they get all the time? Oh, somebody wants to be helpful because they want to be close to the company. Like, I don't know how seriously they take it. I think it would take a meeting, or I was gonna the vice president of Marvel, he liked one of my things. I said, like, hey, I have some fans that want me to get you to come on the podcast. He liked it. He didn't really respond, so he didn't say no. I want to try to not bug him too much, and maybe like once a week I'll go in and be like, hey, how about that?
Well, there's Chibi Cebulski, right? So Chibi's editor-in-chief of Marvel, right? He's like the main guy, and there's a guy called Tom Brevoort, who's a very senior guy. So these two guys were at Austin. They were on the stage with Dan. So Dan knows them well. David knows them very well. So, David and Dan will help, right? So that's kind of like the easier part, right? So again, like maybe one approach to go to David and say, hey, you did this VeVe goal. Why don't you do this? Why don't you figure it out with Marvel or whatever? But I think personally, I would like to kind of do this with David, right? And sleep in. So, work with these Marvel executives so we have line of sight to, that connection. But anyway, if David says, leave it with me, I got it. Okay, here you go, David. Like, get it done. Yeah. But make sure you get it done in 3 months, though, dude. Like, this can't be a VeVe-verse. You know what I mean? That's sometimes I like to do shit myself. I don't want to sit around, man. Like I really want to get it done. Like, so, and for them too, it's good because then I'm driving it. I've got the time and whatever. Yeah. But okay, for everybody that's listening, all right, if you've heard me, clearly you can see the passion that I have for it. So don't drive up the price of the logo or whatever. Don't do anything stupid right now. We don't even know if it'll happen or not. But where you can help me is please send me a DM with your advice for me, right? What should, if you heard something from me now that you think is flawed in its thinking or I should go about it differently, then tell me that, okay? And no offense, you can just tell me, like, Sanjay, I think you're crazy. This is how you should do it. Tell me that, number one. Number two, if there's things that we should make part of the engagement, at the end of the day, it's all about engagement, right? They want engagement. We want engagement. It's a win-win. So tell me, okay, what's that? You're laughing, man.
It went from $49 to $58. So it just jumped like 20%. So like just from us talking about it.
Yeah, but don't do all that stuff, man. Like, it'll go up and come back down, Like, don't, in the long run, that all the shit won't matter. Like temporary spikes, temporary downs and stuff. We're building something very big here, man. Like, I want to build something really big here. I don't want to dick around with this. And the problem here could be, after all this effort, if we don't get it, you're not going to get it. So what happen too. So you don't want to go do something silly here because it's all like, this is just passion and speculation. At this point, we're just effort, right? But one thing I'm committed to is reaching out to CB Cebulski with Sleep In after talking to David and Dan at New York Comic Con. I'm going to try my best to do it. In fact, I'm going to see if I can bring them out to the party so they can experience, that passion of some of these collectors. There's guys out there who are like super passionate. Yeah. And the intent is not to build something where you're a whale. You have to have spent like $1 million or whatever. No, you have 8 logos or 7 logos or some shit of the Marvel thing. 400, $500 worth of the stuff. You're in, man. Like, you know what? And you don't have to pay anything or whatever. Like, it's just more of an engagement kind of thing. Anyway. That's my goal, man. You asked, sorry. This turned out to be like a 20-minute conversation, Randy. Sorry. But as you can tell, I'm quite passionate about it.
It is important because of the first logo the first group that you made with the gold silver logo, it was fairly limited, and it grew steadily. Like, it didn't have like, okay, here's like a swath of 100 people. It's like, okay, 30 people at this convention, 30 people at the next one, so it grew slowly but steadily. And then the other one, the Ecomi Secret Rare logo, which is up to like 1,500 now, by the way, that's something that you could only get if you had the 10 million OMI. And most people that had the 10 million OMI bought it when it was like 005, 007, something like that. So they spent a lot of money on it. And I feel like some people might be looking at this like, hey, everything Mr. MC1 touches turns to gold, no pun intended. And
I don't know if that's true, man.
Well, I mean, at least so far, at least in VeVe, I don't know. Personally, maybe you made a bad investment into like Nikola like 5 years ago, and it's like, I shouldn't have made that. I don't know, but I mean, as soon as you invested in the Real Randy Chavez channel, got that agreement with T-Ball, got that agreement with Definity, it was. As soon as it happened.
Good for you. I'm happy for you, Randy. I'm happy that worked out well. I mean, it's a start. I think.
And there's more to. And
it's good that you reminded me. This party will work on your channel a little bit too. So we'll see if we can structure a couple more deals for you for the channel. So we'll see, because there's a lot of people coming there. I asked one guy, man. We'll take it offline. But one of the startups that I have money in, they're in the growth phase now. So I think there may be an opportunity for them to sponsor you. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. So
Mr. 41, how are you, man? I'm so excited about meeting this guy, man. He's such an amazing guy. Him. By the way, that PFP is Gemma by Tristan Eaton. It's also one of my favorite artists, and that's actually a very expensive piece. that piece is like super, valuable. But yeah, man, Mr. 41's an amazing dude. Really amazing.
Yeah, we love him. He's a great dude. He's got some other business ventures going on. All roads lead to VeVe.
So Sleep and Calm, we need to get Sleep and, brother, how about this? Why don't we make you the face of that whole Marvel kind of conversation? Your name is Sleep and Comics. You've got the channel. You've got the executive presence. You've got the credibility. I'm like the guy who's just like really chasing it. But Sleep, maybe you become the, what do you call it, chairman of this whole effort, or the CEO of this effort, and I'll probably just be your helper here, brother. Yeah. Maybe that might be fine too. Sleeping. I love Sleeping too, man. This would be great. If we could get this Marvel logo thing done, man, that'd be awesome.
Awesome. I don't see why we wouldn't be able to. I mean, they're so intertwined with VeVe. Just they'd be excited about it. If anyone that is not excited about it, I would question their the intelligence. I would question their loyalty to Marvel. I'd be like, how is this not exciting?
We could tie it to the green logo as well, right? The Marvel logo and the VeVe green logo. We can tie it to the VeVe Comics kind of thing as well. So it doesn't have to be the VeVe app. It could be the VeVe Comics thing. There you go, brother. There you go. So that would be great if we can get this thing kind of off the ground and get it tied to. I think the guy who can really get it done for us is David. I think if David kind of fronts it, because when they see guys like me, they're like, who is this nut job? Like, get him out of here. You know what I mean? Like, all right, so he has some comics. Okay, so he's got like some Marvel ones. So what? We've got 1 billion comics. We produce comics all day long. You know what I mean? Like, I don't control any strings with Marvel, or there's no, I'm not considered one of their top influencers or anything for that matter. So I think David can do that for us. I think with Sleepin and David, but I'll push it, man. It's on the agenda. Sleepin, you ready? Anything I'm involved with at an executive that has to have a charity. I'm the charity, man. Come on, let's go. I'm just kidding. Okay, Sleepin, let's do it. Okay.
All right, let's get this, brother. Let's take this off. Okay. Let's take this offline.
But I'm serious. We'll do the charity element. We will do the charity element. We're not passing over it. We're saying yes.
Yeah, 100%. Always say yes. Oh, we gotta to get Sleepin on board. Whatever you need, Sleepin. But before the logo goes above $70, let's end this here. Let's chat off camera for a bit, and then anything you wanted to say before we go off camera?
Yeah, please don't buy that Marvel logo just because you heard something here. You'll get hurt. This is all just efforts. We're just going to try. I promise you, I'm going to give it my best shot. One or two things could happen. It could go down the VeVe Gold logo path where it becomes really successful, or it could go down the Golden Moments Club, which has gone nowhere. And I made zero progress on it so far. So the only thing I've done is made a lot of noise. Nothing's come out of it. So it could go either way. So don't do anything silly. Anyway, I just want to say to the VeVe fam, it's our third New York Comic Con. And it's a bigger event, more logo holders, more VeVe fam. I'm just so excited to meet everybody. I'm super excited to party with all of you. And something very special. I personally, as much as I can put into it, I have, my personal finances and some stuff. I put some stuff into it. And I'm very grateful to others that have as well. But my ask of you would be, if you're going to New York Comic Con, identify 3 people that you care about the most in the community, and go and pick up something for them. And you can pick up something for them ahead of time, or you can pick up something at Comic-Con, but identify 3 people ahead of time. Doesn't have to be expensive, something small, and walk up to the fam and, give them that. It just is incredible. And then for everybody that's going there to Comic-Con, okay, you're going to have a great time. You're not going to think about anybody else who's not there. But identify 3 people who you really like that are not at the Comic-Con. 3 people. And pick up something special for them. 3 people. And something special. It doesn't have to be expensive. It could be just a pen. It could be something else. You have no idea how much goodwill that will create, in the community. And just the, energy is infectious. This is like it's a very infectious energy that spreads in our community, and it spreads a lot of, positivity, which then in turn drives a lot of engagement and fun. So, that's one. Anyway, that would be my ask of everybody.
Very good. I definitely, when people are there, whether it's your first time, your 8th time, however much, going to Comic-Con or one of these parties, it's a lot of fun. You see a lot of people, but before you get all crazy and we go and say hi to people, just stand at the doorway before you join in the crowd. Be outside of it for a second and take a look. Be like, wow, there's so many people here, so many different walks of life, so many different parts of the world. And we're all here because of VeVe or the gold logo, whatever it is. And realize that you have something special that years ago, people didn't really have a network outside of their own community, like outside of their own, little town, however big or small that was. And then even up until recently, maybe you had some people online that you said hi to, but this is something that people have the means to travel, and it's genuine people that just love you. It's like when you can go outside to, like, if you have a dog, you'll know this, go outside to, like, just get the mail and come back in. And I was like, want to love it. I don't know. I love that feeling where people are genuinely, like, excited, like, oh my God, it's you. How's it going? And then you see them, hug them, all those good times. It's good to take a step back and realize that too.
Good stuff.
Okay. All right. That'll be it for us today. And obviously, Mr. MC1, we'll talk a little bit after this. Everyone say bye-bye, Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. Thank you, Mr. MC1, for coming on. Let's get this bread. I can't wait. I love this.